morning, everyone. Just give me a bit to get set up and we'll get started. Okay, sorry for the delay. So today we'll be hunting in fire red, fire red leaf green, Japanese leaf green, bootlegged fire red, and Japanese fire red. Put this one here. Wipe the screen off. Hello, Beaveries. Glad you could make it. Who else is here? Oh, Purple is here too. What's up, Purple? I'm forgetting something. What is it? I'll figure it out later. Okay. How did we have this set up yesterday? Something like this, I'm pretty sure. I'll just put this right here. Boom. Okay. Let's just get set up and we can dive right in. Current target is still Rhyhorn. Hopefully we get Rhyhorn this stream, and if we do, afterwards, probably we'll go back to Hoenn to hunt Drafarig. Drafarig or Houndour, but most likely Drafarig, since that's like high on the priority list for me. let's do some encounters while we set up the last system. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, congrats on the world record, by the way. That was a pretty cool stream. I went back to watch it afterwards. Very impressive. Okay, I think last stream we did 2 at a time. So I'll offset it a little bit and then we'll get into the groove of it. Okay, there we go. That way our hands are constantly busy. You couldn't sleep last night? No, yeah, understandably so. That's a pretty great achievement. I wonder if the world record ranking thing updated too, or do you have to submit that? 'Cause I know there's a forum for that somewhere. Ooh, pincer and scyther. Oh yeah, you do have to submit. So how does that specific mode work? Because I'm not entirely sure myself on the details. I don't know how the NPCs like pick their Pokemon, or is it just like random? It works just like the opponent. Huh. So they're like already, like they have predetermined options or builds. It just depends on what shows up, I'm guessing. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, because Latios is like the best available option for elite, I'm guessing. I made my coffee kind of bitter today. Something to really keep me up. Oh, 4 attack Latios survives more than Calm Mind? Is it because of the natures or V spreads? Oh yeah, because it's just naturally more bulky. I've seen people mention on on internet forums that Latias tends to be much better just for its bulk, and if it's like a plus speed nature, it's more preferable because with one Calm Mind setup, it hits just as hard as the Latios with Calm Mind, but it's more likely to live any opening hits. So the debate over Latios and Latias is pretty 50-50 depending on how you look at it. I personally would prefer to use Latios for that reason, but then again, Latios is it just looks much more intimidating. Oh, but yeah, that's interesting how that works in that part of the tower. Never really delved into it myself until your streams. Oh yeah, turn 1 Jinx is pretty scary. By the way, speaking of Jinx, I do want to shiny hunt one for Gen 3, but the only way to do that is egg hatching, and that's what's putting me off on it. But Jinx has an amazing shiny, so I think it'll be worth the extra work just to hunt it, because I've never seen anyone use a shiny Jinx before. And since it is going to be bred, if I do attempt the hunt, might as well go for a preferable nature with good IVs. Probably go for like a timid build. Oh yeah, getting Okos right away is much better than surviving hits on turn 1 sometimes, because you know, if you kill something right away, that's one less pain to worry about. Oh yeah, Jinx and doubles, it's pretty interesting. I was considering it for a singles team a while back, but once I found out it's only available as a shiny if you breed, it was just too tedious. But who knows, might be worth considering. And I knew I did forget something. I need to hook up my chargers. Give me 1 minute. Oops. Oh yeah, it has a lot of great viable opening options. I didn't know it got fake out though, that's interesting. Fake out is very useful. It's stab, psychic, and ice. That's pretty good. Covers a lot of things. I know Jinx is fast, but like, what speed tier is it? It can't be faster than like Starmie, can it? Because if it is, then I don't know why people don't use Jinx more often. I know it's not faster than an Arrow. Arrow is just way too fast. But Starmie, maybe even Jolteon could be faster than those. Oh, morning Felipe. Glad you could make it one more time. Currently still hunting for a Rhyhorn. Are you shiny hunting, Felipe? I'm not quite sure. I have yet to check out the Discord, so I'm very out of the loop right now. Oh, that's right. I do remember reading that in a different stream. Well, good luck on that mudkip. Is it emerald or ruby sapphire? Ooh, ruby. Nice. Well, good luck to you. I think the goal for today is to reach another extra 1,000 encounters. If we find a shiny before then, probably still keep going for the 1,000 encounters. But also minimum 2 hours, and then we'll call it a stream, just like yesterday. I don't know if I'll be able to stream early tomorrow. Probably in the afternoon. Today's an exception since I don't have work until about 2.5 hours from now. But tomorrow, probably afternoon stream. And I think tomorrow, if it is afternoon, then I'll stream for maybe 3 hours until I gotta go to bed for work the next day. But that's the plan so far. And then the final Safari Summer stream will be on Saturday morning. And I think that stream I'll go for 3 to 4 hours just because it's the last day of Safari Summer. Eastern time though. I know time zones are a bit different for everyone. Yeah, that'd probably be like the AM over in your area, Beaveries. Thankfully, I'll have the VODs up. Man, that coffee really is strong. By the way, for those of you in chat right now, yesterday I did mention in the previous live stream that I'm gearing up for a different shiny hunt after Safari Summer is over. And that Pokemon that I will be hunting is going to be part of my serious singles team for the Battle Tower. I just finished the thumbnail this morning for that stream and super excited to start. That stream will be starting on Monday of next week. I don't know if it will be another morning stream that Monday, but I'm excited to start that hunt. I'll go for about 2 hours a day also, but I don't think I'll be streaming every day for that hunt. But that's the plan, and I can't wait to start that. I will be hunting on these same 4 GBA for that hunt though. If you can guess which Pokemon it is, I'll let you know. But as of right now, my lips are sealed. An Eevee, no. Unfortunately, it's not Eevee. I tend to not use my least favorite Pokemon, and Eevee and its evolutions is in that category for me. I just don't like any of the evolutions at all. Like, I know some of them are really good, like Jolteon and Umbreon, but I just can't bring myself to like them. I don't know what it is about them. It could be because they're so overrated, I guess, but I just don't like using them. But no, it's not Eevee. Are my GBA AGS 101 or IPS? This, yeah, this red one was originally a 101, but I got a new screen for it, and I'm pretty sure this is modded with uh, a modern IPS. I don't know what kind of IPS though, because there's different versions. It came like that from the seller that I bought it from, and then this original GBA, it also has a brand new IPS screen. This is the original backlit screen though, so yeah, modded original. Thank you, thank you. My favorite out of all of these, shell wise, it's this green one, but if we're talking about like sentimental value, my favorite would be my first GBA. Like, it's not my first, but it's the one I've had the longest up until now. So yeah, and this still has an original shell. I don't think I'll swap it out just because I like the way it looks. I can't seem to find another shell of the same color and quality, so I'll just keep it. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, I agree about Espeon. Its shiny is nice, but something about the Eevees, I just I can't seem to like them. About 12 years ago, during the Gen 6 era, I did do a Wonderlock, and ironically, a Flareon was the MVP of my run, and it carried me for most of the game. So if I were to pick an evolution that I like the most, it would be Flareon, just for that reason. But in general, I tend to dislike all evolutions and Eevee. But that doesn't mean I won't hunt one eventually. Their shinies are nice, I just won't use them. They'll be more like trophies on a shelf, if anything, or trophies in a PC box. And I think another reason I leaned into actually using Flareon about 12 years ago for my Pokemon X Wonderlock was because as a kid, I had I think it was like a hollow dark Flareon from the Team Rocket base set, and the art on that card is so beautiful. I don't have it anymore, I lost it, but I have base set Rocket Flareon, Dark Flareon. It's one of my favorite cards. I don't know if any of you play the Pokemon Pocket TCG app where you can open free daily packs, but there's a Flareon card in one of the packs, and its full art card is so beautiful too. But yeah, Flareon, if I had to pick, that'd be my go-to evolution, but in general, not a fan of Eevees. There is a trainer in the Emerald Battle Tower that uses specifically evolutions, and that trainer has given me so much grief with team number one. You could probably go back and watch the videos, but that trainer was a pain in my side for the longest, which added to my disdain for the Eevees. Yeah. I don't know if I counted those, so 1, 2. Either way, we're like in the ballpark of encounters. Probably like 10 off at the most, or at least. Oh yeah, Anya. That Umbreon that she has, I think it's synchronized double team toxic, and then her Vaporeon, which is just as tanky and stally. And then she has, I'm pretty sure, an Espeon or a Jolteon for cleanup that just hits like a truck. I think I've encountered her with Espeon, so I'm gonna say Espeon, because her Psychic type did, yeah, Psychic types gave me a lot of problems. So if I'm remembering correctly, she had Umbreon, Espeon, and Vaporeon. She's like the Martin of Gen 3 Pokemon, because Martin in Generation 8 is so hate-worthy. Because there's an NPC during the Dynamax raids, he has a Soul Rock, and his name is Trainer Martin, and all he does with Soul Rock is set up pointless status boosting effects that get wiped within turns. So he just wastes turns and makes your I guess your HP bar go down. Something along those lines. I haven't played Gen 8 in a while. But yeah, Anya and Martin are easily two of my least favorite NPCs. Will I play Gen 8 eventually? Probably. Will it be soon? Most definitely not. I have other generations I want to try out before I even attempt Gen 8. Will I be around until Gen 8? Who knows? Because this channel is just a hobby, and I don't know if I'll have time or interest in continuing it after a certain point, but for now, we are rocking with Gen 3. As of right now, I do have 2 other gens planned and mapped out for the oncoming year, but that's still a ways away. Oh yeah, that coffee is kicking in. I'm starting to feel jittery. By the way, guys, I made a post almost 2 weeks ago. It was a poll on if I should continue my Heart and Soul Nuzlocke series. The majority of you did vote yes, so I should be posting an update video on that Nuzlocke series much later today, probably in the afternoon. So that's one more thing to look forward to. And for that Nuzlocke series, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I do plan on uploading Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for 2 reasons. One, the Nuzlocke videos are much easier to record and edit since it's just a screen capture off of my phone and I don't have to like worry about quality like I do with my Gen 3 recordings, since those are like fresh off the camera. Reason number 2 is because while I do enjoy myself a good Nuzlocke every now and then, since it's been so long since the last update, kind of not feeling that game anymore. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to conclude it. So I will be uploading it 3 times a week until its conclusion or until we fail that Nuzlocke. Yeah, as of right now, I have 2 episodes recorded. Just gotta edit and post. My favorite part about that series, though, is the, I guess, the interactivity I had with it. Like what I mean is, I had a lot of viewers vote on certain things in that series, and it just felt nice to communicate between viewers and myself. I am planning a different Nuzlocke, but for much later, probably like near the end of the year. And I can't wait to play that game. I've heard great things about it, and I've seen people recommend it a ton. But yeah, I do want to focus more on other content besides just specifically the Gen 3 mainline games. I like to have variety going on. That's another thing about the original GBA. Sometimes when I'm not actually holding it in my hands and just pressing buttons on it, since it has like a weird like cup shape underneath, if I press hard enough, it tends to just like jump. I have to be careful. I accidentally threw some bait. Um, threw some again. Whoops. Ooh, triple Rhyhorn. Is that rare? I'm not sure, but it's cool to see. Whoops. Why'd I click on that? Let me turn up the volume on this one. I can't hear a single thing. There we go. Okay, let's go back to 2 at a time. That seemed to be the best thing to do. By the way, I don't know if any of you keep up with the Pokemon TV channel, but currently, what they've uploaded so far, I think Ash is finishing up his Battle Frontier journey. He's at like the final symbol, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't seen those episodes since they aired like way back in the mid 2000s. I just thought that was pretty neat. I'll have to go back and rewatch Generation 3 during my spare time, because that's, I think, my favorite, well, one of my favorite eras of the anime is the Gen 3 era. just because I grew up on that specifically. That and Gen 4. I stopped at Gen 5. I don't know what happens afterwards. I mean, I did keep up with, I think, X and Y and Sun and Moon eventually, but I skipped entirely the Gen 5 era. But the Gen 5 games, I played those to death. I think, yeah, those are the first games I ever completed the Pokedex in. Those are some great games. I don't know if I counted that one wrong. Whoops. Oh dang, we're already creeping up on an hour. Feels like less than 30 minutes has gone by. Accidentally threw some bait. Speaking of the Gen 3 anime and how Ash is currently at his final symbol, I'm kind of interested to tackle the battle pyramid soon as well. Also on a live stream. Because I have seen a couple of videos on it occasionally and it looks interesting. It's kind of like a roguelike game or a mini game. I don't know all the ins and outs of it yet, but it has piqued my interest recently. So who knows? Maybe I'll tackle that soon as well. I also heard it's like one of the most challenging silver and gold symbols to obtain. So who knows? Oh, my heart just skipped a beat. I thought that execute looked yellow. Oh, and speaking of the battle pyramid, Frontier Brain Brandon, does he not use Reggies? I think he does. I know he does in the anime. I don't know about the games. But I would love to hunt one of the Reggies as a shiny. I think a Regirock has the nicest shiny out of the main three Reggies. But if we're talking use-wise, I'd probably want to hunt either Reggie Ice or a Reggie Steel. Reggie Ice because it's such a powerful special attacker with alright bulk. But Reggie Steel, I hear it's like the best Reggie with amazing bulk and amazing stall. So I wouldn't mind hunting either of those shiny, even though their shinies aren't noteworthy. But just for the novelty of having them as shiny, it'd be like a nice badge of honor. So maybe I'll hunt one of those in the future. Or maybe both, because why not? So many things I want to do in these games, but not enough time, you know? But we'll get to it eventually, one step at a time. Oh, he has a legendary bird team as well? I didn't know that. Oh, so he's like, I guess, difficult to an extent? But yeah, it all depends on, like, what items you obtain on what floors and how many trainers you run into, I'm pretty sure. So it could go either way. That's pretty cool, though. I didn't know you just needed those symbols. And speaking of the birds, Shiny Moltres and Shiny Articuno have some pretty awesome shinies. Moltres just looks like it's angry with its red, and Articuno just looks extra cold. Maybe I'll also hunt those just for the collection and nothing else. I don't have any interest in using them, however. A raw chicken Moltres. Well, that's one way to look at it. It kind of looks like it's perpetually using overheat. But yeah, raw chicken is pretty crazy. I know in the Gen 8 games, they have new regional forms. When I played the games, I like finished them like within a week of launch. And because of that, I wasn't interested in the DLC, so I never got the DLC, so I wasn't able to catch their regional forms. But I do like the way they look. Specifically, I like how shiny Galarian Zapdos looks. Really want one of those. But yeah, they gave Moltres a massive upgrade with its Galarian form. It's like a cool black fire bird, even though it's not a fire type anymore. I think it's flying dark. Whoops. By the way, what are your guys' favorite shinies? Because I know everybody tends to have different opinions on shinies. I'd say like a top tier shiny for me, if we're going Kanto, contrary to popular opinion, I really do like shiny Dragonite. It just looks like ancient or eldritch in a way. Just the green makes it look mystical. So shiny Dragonite, it's my favorite Kanto shiny. Gen 2, definitely shiny Raikou. Shiny Raikou just hits a sweet spot with its orange and yellow. And if we're talking Gen 3, Gen 3 is tough because it has a lot of really good shinies. But if I had to narrow it down to at least one, it'd either be shiny Ludicolo or a shiny Sceptile. I'm a sucker for those lime green shinies, like the teal looking ones. Gen 4, Gen 4 I'd go with either Gallade or Gliscor. Those are some nice blue shinies with other colored accents. Gen 5, not sure. I need to check those shinies out. But yeah, those are my picks for the first 4 gens. Oh, Politoed. Politoed has an amazing shiny. That's like an S tier right there. Especially if you can get one with Drizzle. And then you said Ninetales? Oh, accidentally said a Pokeball. Oh yeah, Ninetales is pretty cool too. It has a nice ethereal grayish bluish color. And then, what else did you say? Oh, Umbreon. Umbreon has some nice, like, was it blue? Blue accents? Yeah, that's a great pick too. And then oh yeah, Dusclops. That's an S tier. Hoenn shiny for sure. The red just fits it so well. It's kind of menacing looking too. But the way it looks in the Gen 3 games, it just pops a certain way. In the later gens, they like desaturize it so much that it just isn't as vibrant anymore. But yeah, Dusclops is amazing. And speaking of shinies too, um, I know I used a shiny Nidoking for my first doubles team, and while I don't want to touch that team any longer, just because of all the trial and tribulations, I wouldn't mind making a new team around Nidoking, but one that's actually somewhat decent. Because shiny Nidoking, I just love it, man. Its blue is so like regal. It's like a nice royal blue. That, and it's my second ever shiny, so it just has a lot of sentimental weight to it. So maybe somewhere down the line I'll make a new team, like a singles team for my shiny Nidoking. But yeah, gotta love those shinies. Keep throwing bait on accident. By the way, Beaveries, have you made any more progress with the Dusclops, Umbreon, Aerodactyl team? 'Cause that was a fun team. I really enjoyed what you did with it, especially your Dusclops set. That was pretty cool. Oh, and I don't know if I'm remembering wrong, but wasn't there like a special thumbnail for that team in the works? Or I might be confusing it with a Tiggler post. But yeah, that Dusclops Umbreon team, pretty cracked. It was fun to watch. Whoops. Oh, you might use it again? Well, if you do, I'll be on the lookout. Oh yeah, crits. Isn't there some move that blocks crits from occurring? And if so, does any of the Pokemon on your team get it? Because I know there's a move like that that exists, but I'm not sure if it's in Gen 3. It's not Miracle Eye. Miracle Eye is something else. Oh yeah, Lucky Chant. Well, that exists in Gen 3, but I don't think Dusclops, Arrow, or Umbreon get it. I think Clefable, yeah, Clefable gets it. Alakazam too, I'm pretty sure. But then that would be like another turn wasted using Lucky Chant. Unless you can work some way around that. Yeah, it wouldn't be worth anything. Does Dusclops get skill swap? Because if so, maybe like skill swapping from a battle armor Pokemon that you don't mind sacking, that could work. But probably for a double steam, not a single steam. Like maybe Lapras with a battle armor added to the team would be pretty cool. Or like an Armaldo. But Armaldo, you wouldn't get much mileage out of it. It's probably Lapras. Just a little fun thought experiment. Don't know how it would perform, but it's a cool idea. Yeah, they're way too slow. That'd be pretty cool. Like a battle armor, unkillable Pokemon. In theory, an execution probably would be pretty bad. Oh yeah, the Oko moves. That would throw the whole strategy out the window. So many wasted moves for setup. You know, I'm surprised Game Freak hasn't made more Oko moves for other types. Like Imagine, While in the Rain, an electric Oko move that is guaranteed to hit, kind of like Thunder. They'd probably call it like I don't know, like electrocution or something. That'd be insane. Or like if they raise the accuracy of Fissure and Sandstorm and Sheer Cold and Hail. What other Oko moves are there? Horn Drill. I don't know how do you raise the accuracy on that with an ability or weather. But yeah, Horn Drill would be pretty cool with higher accuracy. Guillotine. A job at Game Freak. Oh, speaking of Game Freak, has anyone seen the entire leaked DVD on the development of Generation 4? It just like shows actual Game Freak staff behind the scenes planning, building, and coding Gen 4 from the beta designs all the way to the actual game. It's somewhere online. It fully leaked yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to fully look at it, but it's really interesting to see how they brainstorm and execute their ideas. Um, they really put a lot of love into the earlier gens. Makes me really nostalgic for Gen 4. But if you haven't checked it out, definitely search it up and give it a watch. Because seeing the development cycle in well, not real time, but in retrospective, such an interesting thing. Um, the dude that Snorlax was based on, I forgot his name, but you can see him working on Gen 4 in the actual DVD, and dude was locked in. Like, the love they put into that game, or that era, is very evident. I didn't recognize any other developers, but I did recognize the dude Snorlax is based on. Um, the version that I found, the full version of the DVD, was on Twitter. I don't know if it's still up, but if it is, definitely check it out. Whoops, accidentally threw more Pokeballs. Ooh, another cool concept for an Oko move with higher accuracy in the weather. Imagine a fire move called Cremation, but in the sun, that has a higher chance to land. And um, if it doesn't land, it still has a chance to burn. Bro, Cremation would go crazy. What other cool concepts are there? I don't know, but I feel like Game Freak has a lot of untapped potential with possible moves they could come up with. Just the other day, I was thinking about some abilities they could introduce to the games. I was thinking about Scizor and how it's like one of my favorites. Imagine they like created a bug type based on the tardigrade, which is a bug that can survive extremely high temperatures. Like it can survive in fire. So imagine a bug and steel type with flash fire. That'd be insane. Or like a gag ability. You know how normal types don't hit anything super effectively? Um, Imagine there's an ability called Not Normal, and it makes all normal type moves used by normal type Pokemon super effective to everything. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, just brainstorming some crazy ideas. But probably in execution, they wouldn't be that great. Or like the other day, I was also thinking about bug types, and do you know how Pinsir and Scyther were meant to be counterparts? Then eventually that kind of changed around Gen 2 when Heracross was introduced. Um, well, Scyther got an evolution, a Bug and Steel evolution. Heracross is a dual fighting bug that got a Mega evolution. And then Scyther again got a split evolution, which is Rock and Bug. Where is the love for Pinsir? I know it also has a Mega, but just regular Pinsir without Mega isn't as good as Heracross without Mega. Then I remembered during the, like right after COVID, when the Space World demos for Gen 2 leaked, we were supposed to get a Bug and Steel Pinsir evolution. What if Pinsir finally got that evolution, and instead of having its normal abilities, it got something like Tough Claws, or like a new ability that can boost, I guess, like sharp attacks, like Guillotine or Fury attack using its horns. I don't know, I just think Pinsir deserves more love than it got, because it seems to be like the least favorite bug sibling of the three: Scyther, Heracross, and Pinsir. And Pinsir is my favorite out of the three. But that's just me going on some tangents. Don't pay any mind to my crazy ideas. Just a crazy, crazy old dude. Oh yeah, Game Freak has some pretty unhinged concepts and ideas. Like, for example, Incineroar, Intimidate plus Fake Out, and all of its utility and bulk, or like the Ultra Beast with their Ultra abilities, Beast Boost, which is basically Moxie but for your best stat, or Protean, and what's that other one? I forgot the other one. Oh, Libero. Like, those are some insane abilities. One of my personal favorites before the nerf was Gale Wings, that made all flying type moves priority moves. That was pretty insane. Like, who thought it was a great idea to make a stab Brave Bird? No, a stab choice banded Brave Bird priority. Like, isn't that crazy? Yeah, Game Freak needs they need some what are they called? Some game devs to balance them out, because that's crazy. I mean, they do come up with some pretty bad abilities too, like emergency exit. Once you reach like half health, you automatically swap out. That's pretty lame. It's basically like kind of like Truant in a way, almost useless. Whoops, I accidentally threw some bait. Ooh, another cool idea I had for abilities. I don't know what kind of Pokemon would have this. Probably like a psychic or a fighting type. But imagine an ability called Premonition, where you have a 50% chance to dodge any attack on any given turn. That'd be pretty cool. And I got the idea from it when I saw a Pokemon use Foresight. I don't know what I saw, but I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Missing versus doubles teams. Oh yeah, that really does suck. Imagine that ability with Bright Powder and just one double team. I also think Pokemon should introduce more guaranteed hit moves like Aerial Ace and Bane Attack, but for different types. I think it's very lacking because some Pokemon need coverage, but good coverage. That's just, just enough. It has enough nerf to where it's not insanely busted. Just a good option, like Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace or Shockwave too. I think Shockwave, Aerial Ace, Feint Attack. Those are the only only three I can think of. But we need more diverse, guaranteed hit moves. Oh, and instead of introducing more types, Game Freak should just rework some types. Because some types are just very lacking. Like ice types. It should be super effective against water, because water can't do anything once it's frozen, you know? But then again, frozen is a status condition. But it's such a rare status condition, they should make it... Like, they should make a move where you're guaranteed to freeze an opponent, but it has very low PP usage, and they should make it to where freeze, after like a set amount of turns, it wears off just so it's not insanely busted. But they should have it to where you can only give it to slow Pokemon, or only slow Pokemon can learn it. Because if a fast Pokemon with that attack pops off, you're pretty much locked out of gameplay. But just my crazy ideas. I just thought of that meme where, like, that SpongeBob meme where the mom fish is covering her kid's ears and they're walking away while looking at a crazy person. I'm the crazy person with my wild ideas. And speaking of wild ideas, I did see, I think it was an IGN post about a ROM hack. I don't see people making actual articles about ROM hacks ever, but supposedly somebody made a Gen 3 ROM hack where you can experience Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald in just one game, but they made it to where the level scaling is very cohesive and you can travel to both regions seamlessly. like a story progression. I haven't checked it out yet, but just by reading the article, it seemed like a pretty good idea. How they executed it, I don't know. I'll have to check it out, but I just thought that was pretty neat. There have been some games that have tried to tackle that, but they just don't hit the mark. Like, they either try to fit too much into one game, too many bells and whistles, or it's just so undercooked and underdeveloped that it doesn't feel like a quality, worthwhile ROM hack. Yeah, if you ever want to check it out, go check it out. No shiny yet, it just hit 2K. What time are we at right now? I could probably keep going for like another 33 minutes before I have to head out to work. I just reinvented Spore. I did not think of that. Wow. Great observation. I do think some more Pokemon should get Spore. I don't see it very often, but when I do, it's pretty cool. I mean, not when it's used on me, but Spore is a pretty good move-in concept. Originally, earlier this year, I had a poll where people could vote what Pokemon I should shiny hunt for the Frontier. And I recently went back to look at that poll. I had Shroomish / Breloom on that poll. I no longer want to use that Pokemon in the Frontier, but from what I remember, the main reason I had it on the poll was because I wanted to try out Spore in the Battle Tower. But since there's so many Pokemon with like the Chesto Berry or Lumberry or the Bright Powder, I don't think it's worth it anymore, at least. Because back then I had a very minimal Battle Tower experience. But now that I'm somewhat seasoned, I don't think it's worth it. But pretty cool move, to say the least. Man, that's some strong coffee. I prefer my coffee mostly like dark because it gets the job done and wakes you up. I don't really drink it for the flavor, just for like what it can do. But there are some people that just drink straight up sugar instead of coffee, and they call it coffee. Pretty nasty. I have found the older you get, the less inclined you are to want to try or consume sugar. Yeah, dark coffee is the way to go. It really does wake you up. Because if you do drink like sugary coffee, that's what leads to breakouts in most people, like acne, because of all the additives. That's another reason I avoid it. And sometimes my partner, she she likes to try very sugary drinks, and sometimes I have to go along with it and try them myself, just so she doesn't try them alone. But no, yeah, dark coffee, best coffee. don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's like a huge vehicle outside my window. It's very noisy. Today is trash collection day. I made sure to take out my garbage pretty early. Oh, also, I did want to bring it up, but I've been enjoying your Fire Emblem stuff, Beaveries. I usually am only able to tune in during my lunch break, so I just lurk while I enjoy my lunch, but I've been loving that series. I don't think I've spoken in chat while it's playing, but would love to see more Fire Emblem. I'm a huge fan of those games. I played them a lot about 10 years ago, just on a whim, and that's when I became a fan. Yeah, Fire Emblem was pretty fire. It's like a nice strategy franchise. Oh, nice. Is the one that you stream your personal favorite? Oh, that's good to hear. Very cool. Because I remember, like, what was it, mid to late May? I think when you first started, I saw the thumbnail and I was like, no way. That's cool. Super happy to see that in my sub feed. Was there not like a mobile game too? I think there was a Fire Emblem mobile game, but it was more like a gotcha game, and whatever you got is what you used to play, and like it used characters from across the franchise. Yeah, I think I'm remembering correctly. I don't remember the name of the mobile game though. I never tried it out myself, but it looked interesting. Oh, that's a good favorite. Oh yeah, it was called Heroes. That's right. Is it still around? Because I think last I heard of it, it was 2 years ago. Well, you know what game is still around that I'm surprised has survived this long? Dragon Ball Dokkan. I still remember when the pre-release happened on the App Store. I was still in high school, way back in like 2014, 2015. And come to my shock when a couple of months ago I found out it's still going super strong more than a decade later. I was certain that game was gonna have a short lifespan, but no, still around. Oh yeah, it still exists. You know what mobile game I do miss a lot that isn't around? I think it got discontinued during COVID, but it's called Brave Frontier. I don't know how many of you know about that game, but I remember religiously grinding out levels and items and special missions on that game way back in like 2014 to 2016. Um, that game was just so fun. Like, it's the definition of a gacha RPG done right. And just the art style and aesthetic was so unique that no other game has been able to replicate it as of yet. And it had such an amazing soundtrack. Um, no, I miss that game so much. And thankfully, I got to play it one last time during COVID until it shut down its servers internationally. But, oh yeah, that's one game I wouldn't mind being revived. Brave Frontier. I think I'll play some of its soundtrack during next live stream. But that game was just so beautiful, so unique. I wish it was still around. Ooh, we got a Chansey. Oh, another Chansey. Is this a good omen? Who knows? Imagine how many lucky egg Chanseys I've run away from. I don't think I have a lucky egg in any of my Gen 3 games yet. But it's not like I need one. Um, I use the cloning glitch at Emerald to clone rare candies, so it's not a necessity to have a lucky egg, but it would be cool to get one. Triple Chansey. I'll take that as a good sign for things to come. Maybe this will be a shiny. Will it be shiny? Nah. I think if I do find a shiny before Saturday, or if a shiny shines under odds, I might go back to the Hoenn Safari Zone and give Girafarig or Houndour another try. Because where I've been hunting at in the south area, in the northwest area where Girafarig and Houndour spawn, I haven't had luck with those, which is why I've phased so many times. I'm pretty sure Houndour is a 5% in the Northwest, so that could be why I haven't found a shiny one yet. Although I know Miltank is a 5% in that area, and I found 2 of those shinies. So maybe I'll get lucky enough and find a Houndour. But that's my thought process. If I find a shiny before Saturday or under odds, I'll probably go back to the Hoenn Safari Zone for one last hoorah. But yeah. Probably make a new thumbnail for the Hoenn Safari Zone though. By the way, I have forgotten to mention last stream. So you know how I did mention I want to conclude my current doubles streak and another singles streak I have going on? Well, I forgot to mention I do have a second single streak going on in my Japanese Emerald that I haven't touched in a while. I do have a recording in my backlog right now of it, but it's still not at 100. Should I live stream the continuation of that streak too? Because I think right now that third team has it's beat Annabelle number 2, so that's where we left off with that team. I just have to upload that video, but I could live stream the higher streaks if you guys are interested, which I probably will do since it seems like the more convenient thing to do. I think, yeah, team number 3, that was my Walrein, Salamence, and Alakazam team. It's done pretty good, but it hasn't been without its troubles. I have had to restart that streak a couple of times just to reach Annabelle 2. But I'm pretty confident that team can reach 100 with the right judgment. Okay, that's great to hear. I think it's one of my better teams. Definitely better than my doubles team. Definitely better than team number 1, which was my starter Pokemon. Not better than my second team of Flygon, Metagross, and Gyarados. But it's up there. Probably like my second best team right now that I've used. Pretty sure once I start using my second doubles team, that'll be one of my best teams, which will probably bump down my third singles team to my third best team. Did I just count 2 extra by accident? Oh well, I'll not count these just in case. Okay. Kind of want to make a tier list on my team so far, because I've had several teams. They've all had varying rates of success. But I feel like team number 3 for singles of my well-arranged Salamence and Alakazam, I can take to the higher rounds. Probably not 150. Probably not that high, but somewhat high. At least a couple of battles above 100 for sure, but not super far. Well, I should be heading out to work in about 40 minutes, so I think we'll keep going for about half an hour. Then I'll call it a stream. Hope I get a shiny before then. If not, we'll continue tomorrow. Oh wait, I keep pressing the wrong things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I dubbed team number 3 for singles. What was it? It was some fitting name. Oh, it was Team Naive, because all 3 Pokemon are naive natured, and funnily enough, I think all 3 are from 3 different games. So for all 3 to be naive was pretty cool. But yeah, I can't wait to use Team Naive once more. I haven't touched that team in about a month. And with these 2 extra encounters, we have reached an extra 1,000 encounters for today. I will keep going for a little bit longer, but we have reached our daily goal of 1,000 encounters. So by the end of, or by Saturday, we should be at just around odds if we continue this pace. I think 24 more minutes and that's when I'll call the stream. Oh, and speaking of strategy games like Fire Emblem, there is a strategy game that I started playing around the same time I got into Fire Emblem way back in like 2015, and that game is Pokemon Conquest. Now, while it is like a watered down version of its original game, I forgot the name of it. Well, it's from like the Conquest series, I'm pretty sure, but that game does require some foresight and some strategizing. I really enjoyed it. It makes you think more than regular Pokemon, and the sprites for each Pokemon model is just satisfying to see. I kind of want to play it eventually on the channel when I reach like Gen 4, Gen 5, but oh yeah, look forward to that. The thing I liked about Conquest though is that it has such a expansive post game. Like there's always something to do, um, and if you don't like strategize correctly, you could end up backtracking a lot. It's just one of those games where every move matters, more so than regular mainline Pokemon. But yeah, that's like a underrated game that deserves way more love than it got. Yeah. Have any of you played Conquest before? Pokemon Conquest? Because if not, definitely try it out. I think people who haven't tried it are in for a big surprise. It's such a fun game. I think because it came out around the Gen 5 era, it didn't get a lot of attention and love just because of the association from the negative opinion on Gen 5 at the time. But Conquest is definitely an S tier Pokemon game for me, or at least a S tier spin-off game, right along with Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeon. Oh yeah, Conquest has like so much content. It does take a while to finish. I remember when I first played it, it took me a couple of weeks because I was well into the post game and I just got overwhelmed with all the content that I gave it a break, but eventually I went back. Never finished it though because of how big the post game is, but I would love to play it again for the first time. And since it's been a while since I have played it, it, it will kind of be like a first time all over again when I do decide to stream it. But yeah, Conquest, amazing. There goes one Chansey. And I threw bait. Whoops. I'm pretty sure because of Pokemon Conquest, I accidentally threw 2 Pokeballs. Because of Pokemon Conquest, that was my first time ever seeing a shiny Rayquaza, and just that experience alone was like a core memory for me. Kind of like when Gen 4 was going on, and all the events were happening, everything felt so like mystical in a way. It could just be rose tinted glasses I'm looking through, but just that era of Pokemon was so bewildering and like it felt like a dream almost. But yeah, it was nice to see a shiny Rayquaza for the first time in Conquest, or at least for the promotional art. Hopefully, Nighthawk finds his shiny Rayquaza soon. I know he's been hunting it for a while. think once we reach 2,500 encounters, I'll call it a stream. It seems like a nice number to end off on. Kanto does not want to shine at all. I forgot which game I found shiny Snorlax in. I want to say it was definitely one of my Japanese cartridges. I don't know which one it was though. Well, whichever one it was, I'm hoping one of those pulls through because I tend to have the most luck on my Japanese games. Ooh, give me 1 minute, be right back. Okay, I'm back. Did I count those? I don't know, but I'll count them now. Ooh, Chansey. Imagine we find like a shiny Chansey. If we do, I hope we catch it. That's like the ultimate flex. 1, 2. Did I count those? I don't know. But we'll count these. 1, 2. My eyes are playing tricks on me now. Every time I see that neater red male, I keep thinking I see blue. Hmm. 1, 2. And with those 2 encounters, we have reached 2,400. Let's go for 100 more, and that'll be the end of stream. Ooh, Chansey and Pincer duo. That's pretty rare. Whoops. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate you stopping by for a little bit. If I do find a shiny, I will post an update video on it, so yeah. What time is it? Ooh, I gotta start heading out for work pretty soon too. Hopefully we can reach 2,500 soon. If not, then I'll just have to end stream prematurely. 1, 2. I think if I have time after work, I'll probably hop on to stream an extra 2 hours. Not completely sure yet, but maybe. If so, then you'll probably see a live post about it. 'Cause I really want to reach odds before Saturday. So I'll see if I can make time for it later. Oh, we got a Chansey. Oh, another Chansey. I think it's like the 10th Chansey we've seen this stream. Well, 10 more encounters, and I'll have to sign off. Last two encounters of the stream. Will they be shiny? Who knows? And nothing. Oh well, there's always tomorrow or this afternoon. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out too. Unfortunately, no shiny this stream, but I have hope for next time. Again, thank you for stopping by and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.